Hey everyone, it's your friend FutureSTRONG Academy here, and let's talk about money, shall we? Not just the numbers, though we all love a good spreadsheet, but the real, raw, emotional stuff that comes with it. Imagine we're sitting across from each other, sipping coffee and talking about life, money, and the messy, beautiful journey of building something meaningful. Because let's be real, money isn't just about numbers, it's about freedom, choices, and the stories we tell ourselves along the way. So today we're diving deep into The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a book that really made me think. But hey, this isn't your typical book review, this is my take on it, rewritten in my voice with all the tangents and thought progressions that make it feel real. Look, I've met brilliant people who are terrible with money. And I've met people who wouldn't consider themselves financial geniuses, but are killing it. Why? Because financial success isn't about IQ, it's about behavior. Remember Ronald Read, the janitor who amassed an $8 million fortune? He lived frugally, invested consistently, and let compounding work its magic. Then you have Richard Foscone, a Harvard MBA and former vice chairman of Merrill Lynch, who filed for bankruptcy. It's a stark reminder that even the smartest people can fall prey to bad financial habits. It's about patience, discipline, and making smart choices consistently over time. I always say compounding is like planting a tree. You plant a seed, water it consistently, and over decades, it grows into a mighty oak. The same goes for your investments. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, started investing as a teenager. His wealth didn't explode overnight. It was the power of compounding over decades that turned his early investments into billions. This is why time in the market beats timing the market. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. Getting rich and staying rich are two different ball games. Getting wealthy might involve taking risks, being bold, and seizing opportunities. But staying wealthy? That's about humility, risk management, and knowing when to play it safe. Imagine climbing a mountain. Getting to the top is exhilarating, right? But the real skill lies in not falling off. It's about protecting what you've earned and making sure your wealth lasts. Chapter 4. Luck and Risk, Two Sides of the Same Coin. Here's the thing about success. It's not always about skill. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. Bill Gates wouldn't be Bill Gates if he hadn't gone to a high school with a computer lab in the 1960s, right? It was a lucky break that shaped his trajectory. But luck isn't something you can control. You can't bank on it. What you can control is how you manage risk. And trust me, understanding that luck plays a role keeps you humble and reminds you that nothing is guaranteed. Chapter 5. Knowing when you have enough, the happiness equation. Here's a hard truth. More money doesn't always equal more happiness. Look at Rajat Gupta, the former McKinsey CEO who went to prison for insider trading. Or Bernie Madoff, who orchestrated the largest Ponzi scheme in history. They had it all: wealth, power, status, but it still wasn't enough. Remember the saying, happiness is results minus expectations. Sometimes it's not about chasing more, but about appreciating what you have and finding contentment in the present moment. Chapter 6. Save more, even if you're wealthy. Buying freedom, $1 at a time. Saving isn't just about having an emergency fund or planning for retirement, it's about buying freedom. Freedom to walk away from a job you hate, pursue a passion project, or simply have options. The best thing money can buy is the ability to say no to things that don't align with your values and yes to things that do. So even if you're on the path to wealth, don't underestimate the power of saving. It's not about deprivation, it's about empowerment. Chapter 7. Tail events. When big wins change the game. Let's be real, most of life is a grind. You work hard, you make incremental progress, and you keep pushing forward. But then, there are tail events. Those rare, unpredictable events that can change everything. Think about Warren Buffett again. A huge chunk of his wealth comes from just a handful of incredibly successful investments. These tail events are like home runs in baseball. You can't predict them, but you can put yourself in a position to benefit from them. Focus on the long game, make thoughtful bets, and be patient. Chapter 8. At the end of the day, the real reason we strive for wealth is freedom. Freedom to control our time, spend it with loved ones, and pursue our passions without financial constraints. It's about having the flexibility to design a life that aligns with our values. Remember, true success isn't measured in dollars and cents, but in the freedom and fulfillment you create in your life. Chapter 9. Ever heard of the man in the car paradox? It's the idea that buying a fancy car to impress others often has the opposite effect. True wealth isn't about dekava, it's about the things you don't see: investments, savings, assets that generate income and secure your future. Don't confuse looking rich with being rich. Focus on building real wealth, not just the illusion of it. Chapter 10. Here's the thing about life. It's unpredictable. Just when you think you have it all figured out, something throws you a curveball. That's why it's crucial to plan for surprises. Always have a margin of safety in your finances. Don't over-leverage yourself, and make sure you have room for error, because the biggest risks are often the ones you don't see coming. So, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the power of compounding to the importance of freedom and the illusion of wealth. Building wealth is a slow, messy process, but losing it can happen in an instant. That's why it's crucial to stay patient, humble, and disciplined. The ultimate purpose of money is to create freedom, peace of mind, and a meaningful life. So what do you think? Any of these principles resonate with you? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below.